Hello, welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's now Friday the 3rd of November and we're actually going to work for a change. And you'll notice we're sitting off from a very strange location we haven't been to for some time, which is youngest's school, because I've just dropped him off, which means, and I'm sure Richard Nellis and Bob Bell will probably know what this means, I'm going to Lightcliffe tea rooms this morning. So yes, they've ordered again, and I've given up trying to catch them on an evening because they go too early for me to get there. So I'm setting off this morning to go down, and because I'm going to be in work late anyway, said right, I'm going to take Callum into school. Oh, taxi's coming a bit quick. Not going to fight the taxi. You may notice there's a little bit of a crackle. I have had a cold all week. I started with it last Friday night, would you believe? So I got it all weekend. And yeah, it's just got, it's not been it's still going now. So first cold of the season has been upon me. Yes, we need to go. Tempted to go a normal way to work via Queensbury, and we're not going that way. We're going c0ff and Hipperome and down to Lightcliffe. So got to break that that sort of chain of always going the way you normally go. So yeah, I have had a cold all week, which has not been the best fun. Most of the nights this weekend I've been waking up about 2, half 2. With, you know, usually when you got cold and you start coughing and you're coughing up all the nasty stuff from it. Oh, hang on. Fortunately, sport mode engaged. Wow. Get out of the way, Minnie. So yeah. I've just been waking up coughing, and then I've been having a like hot lemon and honey drink. Sat on my computer for about an hour to recover from the coughing and get the drink, rehydrate my poor dehydrated mouth. So lovely bit of empty road. Woo. So yeah. Oops. There's no one here though at the moment, so it's okay. So yeah, that's been a bit of a struggle, but I've been kind of productive in that hour of the early hours doing stuff. So it's kind of an upshoot. Kind of making me tired in the morning, unsurprisingly, but there you are. But I'm going to sleep mega early as well. Again, she's not getting anything done really, to be honest. I'm just, go on, you're right away, mate. And to be honest, I wouldn't have even got round you if I'd tried. So, oh God, let's turn those off a minute. Don't need them on. So yeah, that's been pretty much the way the week's gone as far as that. Saturday afternoon, I did have a bit of excitement. I got a notification from my digital wallet, cryptocurrency wallet, would you believe? And apparently I'd received some Bitcoin. Well, fractions of Bitcoin, not a full one. If only. $7,000 hit this week per Bitcoin. It's riding high. And consequently, making tiny fractions of Bitcoins with little antiquated old miney devices is still not bad going, because I got £5 worth of Bitcoin in my wallet for, that was only 5 days worth of work, because that was a new pool I'd started. Because the first pool I was on only pays out when they actually mint a new Bitcoin. That's when one is finally resolved. And that was still running right up until it literally took a whole month. They started 1st of October and they found one the 1st of November. So that took a whole month. But this other pool that one of the guys I got one of the miners off of eBay said, oh, well, I'd use this one on mine and get X amount a day. I was like, oh, well, I'll give that a try, because this one I'm on is alright, but I've just no idea how much I'm ever going to get, or if I'll ever get it, or anything. So, yeah, 5 days, and I got £5 worth of Bitcoin in my digital wallet. Happy days. I was like, yeah, I've got some cryptocurrency. Woo, get me. 5 years too late, but you know, I've got some. I'm hip and with it nowadays. Oh look, repping the merch. Maverick, Logan Paul exclusive. Hashtag be a Maverick. So yeah, got some cryptocurrency for brilliant. Got some. What I'm going to do, transfer that through to Steemit to get some Steam dollars out of it, so I can progress with my posting on Steemit. Brilliant idea. Except, of course, there's transfer fees, and because I was transferring such a tiny amount in the first place, the fee was going to be £2.64 to transfer the £5 out, which of course wouldn't end up being £5 because £2.64 of it would be going to fee. So I'd only get like £2.40 worth of Steam out of my £5. I was like, okay, so that's not going to work, is it? And I kind of think it's not a percentage fee, it's like a flat fee. So, you know, if you were doing £50 worth, it'd still be £2.64. So it was kind of like, oh, I'm going to have to wait till it's built up a bit. So Saturday night and Sunday I was kind of procrastinating about it, and then I had this genius idea, because once I've got it in the digital wallet, I'd have to create another address via block trades to send it from the wallet to, and block trades will then, you create the address with block trades and say I want to send it to Steam, this user on Steam, and it creates that particular address, and then you can send Bitcoin there. I was like, well, if the pool that I'm getting paid on has the address for block trades, it can just go straight there bypassing the wallet, and then I won't have that bit of fee to pay. Block trades still take a bit of a fee, but you don't know what it is, because they just say your amount of Bitcoin is equal to X amount of Steam, but they're already taking their transaction fee out of what you get Steam wise. So you could hunt about, I suppose, and sort of see what you could get from other places, but I think block trades is about the only one that just a direct conversion to Steam in your Steam account, so it's what Steemit say to use anyway, so stick with that. So so I thought, yeah, I'll just do that. So I gave the pool that address instead, and lo and behold, on Tuesday morning I got $7 of Steam. Well, yeah, well, it's not dollars Steam, it's 7 Steam, because Steam isn't dollars, it's Steam as in Steam. So I got that Tuesday morning. I had what I'd done after Saturday and realised it was going to pay out so regular. I pointed more of my my machines at the new pool, and obviously the payout is based on you reaching a certain work level. So if you've got more devices pointing at it, you get to that point quicker, so you get paid quicker. So yeah, I did that. Got to so that was like 3 days for that now, and I seem to be on a 3 days regular of about 7 Steam per 3 days, which is pretty good going. So I'm gonna the co-op shop. I'm gonna plough on with that a bit. I'm reinvesting all that money into Steemit. Been posting all week.
K-band radar.
And the thing is, because I'm doing more posts now, but the key bit is upvoting them, because I can input, you know, $1.50 of Steam. Like last night's post I did for a Star Wars Battlefront video. It wasn't a great post actually, because it was a bit not quite in the mood for it, but I'm trying to do one a day. That actually generated I only had 0.9 Steam dollars left last night, because I'd used them all up on previous posts, and they're all tied up now until the payouts for your rewards for the posts. So I only had a 0.9, but I've managed to get that up to $2.10 already from 0.9, so that's quite a big return on what I put in. So I'm just going to keep aiming on doing that and scaling up and just doing more. So basically what I'm getting from the Bitcoin miners will be reinvested, and hopefully the amount increased even more through Steemit, so to make it a little bit more worthwhile. But the big Bitcoin fork that's making Bitcoin rise so much is due, is it the 15th or 16th of November? And basically, I mean, my wallet sent me an email, I think day before yesterday, say, you know, when the fork happens, basically it'll create a new account in my wallet for the new Bitcoin.
Warning, K-band
And
radar.
it doesn't look like they're here yet. God, there's slugger beds, these lot. There is a plastic bin outside, so worst case, I can just dump it in there if no one's answering. But what we might do is do Mr. Nellis's words of wisdom, even though I've not even sent myself them or anything, while we wait for them. So, there. So yeah, so the big Bitcoin fork's going to happen, and the digital wallet will create the second Bitcoin account, but it's going to duplicate all the existing Bitcoin I've got in the new one, so you kind of get double. And this is why everyone's been buying into Bitcoin, because it's like a big gravy train. When they're going to fork the Bitcoin, you're going to double your revenue. But of course, the new coin will start out being worth nothing because it's new. But the theory is, if you've got it and it increases in value over time, then you'll earn that way. So there's obviously a huge benefit to hold as much as you can, which is why all other cryptocurrencies have dropped in value ridiculously, because everyone's sold all their cryptocurrency for Bitcoin, to hold Bitcoin for the fork. Once the fork happens, everyone's going to go, right, now all the money I put into Bitcoin that I actually needed to pay for my mortgage for my house, to eat, to clothe myself, everything else, I'll have back, and Bitcoin value is just going to go to nothing again. But at the moment it's riding high anyway, so so it's good for me at the moment, because of course the value of it means when I'm transferring it to Steem, I'm getting loads of Steem for the Bitcoin fractions. But what I'm going to do, when I've got probably another payout or two into Steem, and I'm going to repoint it back to my wallet just to see if I can get as much in there as I can. The original mining pool, my month's worth of work, generated £30 equivalent of Steem. Not Steem, £30 equivalent of UK money. Sorry, so I've got £30 sat in there, but I'm not at the payout level yet for that one. So unless they mint another one before sort of the 14th, I'll probably still not reach the payout level. I'll have to transfer that money out into my digital wallet just so it's there when the fork happens. That's going to cost another £4, I think it is, for the transfer, so I haven't transferred it out yet. But it's probably better in there than leaving it sort of behind doing nothing. Right, I'll go and put these parcels in the plastic box if no one's answering, which it doesn't look like they're going to. And then we'll come back and do Mr. Nelson's words of wisdom. Okie doke, see you in a minute. So they're not in. I've left it in the plastic bin thing with a note to say I've done that. We'll do Mr. Nelson's words of wisdom, because they might turn up yet. Has occurred to me, youngest was off school last week for half term, but I do know different regions are a bit odd, and I think this area is off this week, and when the school's off they open later at Lightcliffe tea rooms, because the reason to open earlier is all the mums have to drop the kids off, come for their coffee and chat, and when the kids are off they don't do, so there's not much point in them opening up early because there's no one to come and drink coffee until later in the morning, so they tend to start about 10, I think. So they might not get here till 10:30, depending on how early they want to start up. So we'll do Mr. Nelson's words of wisdom. Incidentally, Mr. Nellis told me last night that he'd been to Lightcliffe tea rooms yesterday afternoon for a drink and something to eat. So that's nice, patronising the customers. Well done. And I'm here this morning, Richard, but they aren't. Such is life. Right, Mr. Nellis says he's done boxercise. Yeah, go on, get in there. At Pennine Magpie on Friday afternoon. He's also been to the Royal Armouries. You go there a lot, I think, Richard. And he's seen a show about the frontiersman who hunted buffalo on the plains and Indians. All right. Bit different, isn't it, for the armouries? He sang the Addams Family for Halloween. I made a new festival. Halloween on Tuesday. That'll be at the Feathers pub, obviously. You, my mum, and John Suchet getting a cold as John Suchet lost his voice on Classic FM from Monday to Wednesday. Yes, well, it seems like everyone's getting colds at the moment, isn't it? Actually, I'm getting a bit warm at the moment. So car eating down a bit. Yeah, Tuesday. It was Halloween, of course, on Tuesday night. And really, my voice had completely gone. I was squeaking. Just squeaking completely. And it caused so much hilarity, because whenever I answer the door to Halloweeners, and they're just like, "Oh, your voice is really funny, you did it for Halloween." It's like, "No, I'd get a cold." It was ludicrous, it really was. Fortunately, most of the family managed to do the door bit, and I just dished the sweets out. We did have a bump at Halloween, as usual. We always seem... But the thing is, I did a post on Steemit, which I'll link just on the Halloween. I mean, I took a few pictures, but it didn't really do any of it justice. Youngest had his school disco, and he was a clown with his school friend, which is pretty good. And we did some... I got a big tub of the helium and got some red balloons so he could have the red floating balloons from the It movie, because he's quite infused with Georgie, the little boy in the yellow coat, and his floating red balloons. So yeah, we did about 70 odd bags of sweets over the night. Loads of people turned up, but they did decorate the house really well. So all that was good. Anyway, Mr. Nellis, so yeah, cold. I've still got the cold now. It's lingering. And he's been to Lightcliffe tea rooms on Thursday afternoon, and a young ginger-haired man who asked me that I have enjoyed my tuna mayonnaise sandwich. The one who sees you deliver, I don't know. Well, no one's seen me deliver at the moment, Richard, so not sure. He's also been to Cliff Castle Museum. I've been there before. It's a good museum, that one. There's a model Chewbacca upstairs, and he thought of me. Thanks. Is that because I look like Chewbacca with a beard? Is Victor Meldrew again at the bowling? You're always being Victor Meldrew at the bowling, Richard. Outrun was broken again. Someone must thrash the hell out of that machine, because it's always breaking. It had a free game of Ghost Squad. Oh, that's good then. That's alright if you got a free game of Ghost Squad. They watched the Halloween tree on Thursday instead of Tuesday. What will you be doing this weekend? I don't know. I mean, to be honest, you know, not feeling exactly 110% at the moment. I know it is, of course. Then we're back on Sunday. Is going to be bonfire night. I don't know. I might take the family out somewhere to see one. We don't really get fireworks, to be honest. Can't see that way very well, and he's coming, so I'm going to wait, because yeah, if I dive out here, there's parked cars up there. I'm going to get someone flying down into the side of me, so I'll just wait. Not in too much of a rush this morning, just like the people who run Lightcliffe tea rooms, who aren't in any rush at all to come and open up this morning. No, we're good. We're good. It's all good, bro. Right. Onwards and upwards. Oh, we're going to call in to do a bit of shopping, actually, on the way in. In fact, I'll stop there. Stop the vlog there. Got some bits and pieces to pick up. The oldest and Mrs. went shopping yesterday morning and managed to forget the most essential ingredient for tonight's meat and tatey pie, which is the pastry for the pie. You could have made her own pastry, I suppose, but not really risking that idea, I don't think. So I'm calling in for some pastry and some other bits to Sainsbury's on the way into work. So while I'm out and about, I may as well just get on with everything else. So yeah, this week at work's not been bad at all, really. Progressing quite well. Nothing really disastrous has gone wrong. Obviously, the weather's getting a bit cooler, but fortunately, because of the power of Bitcoin mining, keeping everything a bit warmer. Now, the more miner I popped into the bedroom at home on top of the wardrobe, and in fact, I did some pictures of that on last week's Steemit vlog, but there'll be a few more, because I'll do the vlog on Steemit tonight. Now I've got plenty of funds to up it, and I should now start. I'm pretty much on the point. Tomorrow I'll start receiving payouts for the work I've, the posts I've done on Steemit. So at that point then it starts that I started doing every day, so I'll have a daily reward back again as well, so that should keep me going on top of my little top-ups from the miners. So on that one, it's been up there for the week. Obviously we've had quite a colder week anyway. It's the warmest room in the house now up there. Everyone wants to go up there. It's just incredible how much heat that little device. I mean, it's not the most powerful one, but it just sits banging out heat constantly, and because of course you've got two fans which are blowing the air over the hot heat sinks. It's amazing. It's just keeping the machine cool. It's running the hottest of all of the ones I've run, obviously because it's already in a relatively warm place, whereas at work everywhere's always cold, because I've always got them in areas that have no heating anyway, because that's the point of having them. So it's running probably 10 degrees hotter than the others. It's hovering around 59, 60, which is still within tolerance. It's better to keep them around 50, but it should be fine. I can underclock it to reduce the heat, because it's actually overclocked at the moment. So it's supposed to, it was manufactured to do 180 gigahashes a second. I've got it overclocked to do 200. But obviously when it's doing more work it gets a bit hotter, so I could reduce it back to stock or even a bit lower and it get less hot if needs be. But at the moment it seems to be hovering around 59, which is well within tolerance. Apparently you can get them up to like 70, 80. The only real problem in fact is the fact if it does get too hot that the actual chips that do the mining, which there's like 32 on each side of the boards, the solder that holds them on starts melting and they drop off, which is kind of a problem. So that's kind of the issue, and of course if it gets hotter it's going to damage it long term, so it won't keep working for you. So but it seems steady away at about 59, so I'm happy enough with that anyway. Yeah, like I say, the two bigger units I've got are humming away nicely. Humming being the word, that chuffing noisy things, those I hadn't realised how. Because the big, funny enough, I got the one that looks like a computer box one, which I was going to heat up the warehouseman's thing, but it was just too noisy. Is now at the top of the ramp, or the chute thing. And then I got another one that looks a bit like the one I put on top of the wardrobe, but that's like 5 times more powerful. It's a 1 terahertz one again, and that was the one I had planned on putting on top of the wardrobe. But my god, the fan on that is ridiculously noisy. You need a really powerful one, because obviously it's about the same form factor but doing 5 times the work, so it gets much hotter. They revised the design somehow a bit, but it does need a much more powerful fan, which even at its lowest speed, because it's cool where I've got it now, is very noisy, so that was a no-go. But also, I imagine the amount of heat that produces, it would be intolerable upstairs if we had that thing banging away. So yeah, that's all going good, and the posts and Steemit going good. It's kind of keeping me occupied on an evening, so I'm not exactly progressing greatly with YouTube. I'm keeping up with odds and ends where I can. I've also got to think about coming up very, very soon. That's a nice Porsche. Very soon is Star Wars Battlefront 2 will be released, and then I'm going to have to be playing some of that, of course. Fitting all this in is going to be hard work after work, after everything else. Crikey. So yes, it's all upwards and onwards and go at the moment for me. So we need to.
Check speed.
Do you know? There's been speed cameras. Well, the camera van down Boothtown. In fact, it reminds me I need to do that. For the last week and a half. In fact, he seems to have been there when the school's off. And maybe he thinks people are going to go faster because the school's off, so they think they can, I don't know. But he's been there since school's off. That thing that tells me about every door it spots and everything else, 3 times out of 4, did it utter a chirp when the speed camera van was there? No. Even when it was on that side of the road, looking straight at us, literally looking at us, didn't make a single noise. It didn't. It did on the last one, I'll give it that. It picked him up the last time. I was just wondering, it seems to like be a bit dropped down on my dash, like it's falling into the air blowing vent, and I'm wondering if it's pointing too downwards into the road. And cameras, of course, the van mostly was the one where he has facing forward, and it's pointing out, the cameras are pointing out right at the top. I'm gonna park myself somewhere out of the way. Yeah, looks good. No. Well, it is, but it isn't. I'll put it there. Just move it a bit wider. Yes, take a little bit extra space. Why not? So, yeah. It picked. I'm thinking because of the height, because it's above the windshield or where the driver is, the camera is, that thing's pointing a bit too low down. So I'm going to maybe readjust it so it's pointing a bit higher, to see if that's helped, because the whole point of it is warning me of speed cameras, and if half the time the actual physical ones that are right in front of me and I can see, it's like, no problem, just carry on. That's no good at all. So I need to actually take it out and update it as well, but so I'll move it to point it higher, just double check that it's going to do the business. So that's it for this week's vlog, I think. I'll give my poor achy throat a rest. No doubt this is going to be a monster length one as well. But I've managed to talk consistently throughout it, which is pretty good, I think. Not bad for me. And all. And I didn't get stuck or puzzled once even. Morning, you see, I'm a bit more, I don't know. Morning's not a good time really for me, because I'm a bit tired, but it's not been too bad. Of course, the thing is, night time now, it's going to be pitch black when I'm leaving work. So that's going to be a bit of, I mean, I don't remember what I did previous years. I just vlog in the dark anyway, and heck. But I don't know. We'll see. Alright, I'm off to cough. Off to cough in Sainsbury's and do my shopping, and then get my day work done. Need to do some more roasting today because Square Chapel had their coffee order on Tuesday, and they rang up yesterday afternoon. Run out of coffee, can we have some more? We won't have enough for the weekend. Yeah, you do know I roast your coffee to order, don't you? They could have just rung up at 4 o'clock today, you know. Give me some more coffee. Oh great, I'll just start roasting at 4 o'clock. It's only going to take me an hour and a half to roast the coffee and cool it and pack it into kilo bags for you and label the bags up and then bring it down to you. But that's fine, no problem. So no, it's all right. But yeah, a bit of answer. I knew because they rang up Tuesday. I kind of knew. In fact, I was going to do a roast yesterday, but I got busy doing other stuff. Tuesday they rang up because they ring Monday for the order, and then Monday afternoon I can do the roasting. And Tuesday lunchtime rang up and said, "What time are we getting our order? Because we're nearly out of coffee." I'm like, if they're nearly out, those 5 kilos aren't going to last them. So I kind of knew that they were going to ring up. But in fact, I was. If they hadn't rung yesterday, I was going to ring this morning and say, you know, have you got enough for the weekend? So it didn't come to the late afternoon and suddenly saying, oh, do you have some coffee? No, not unless I make some. Right. Have a good weekend and week next week, and I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. Okay, see ya.